Hi everyone. Just to let you know, this is 5:30 Kiev time. Um, yeah, it's gonna be probably a bad night tonight. So once again, the electricity could come out. The Wi-Fi internet. I'm still shocked the internet's still working. So if you haven't heard from me once again, it doesn't mean anything. It just means that they've probably cut it off. The reason why is I've been hearing some people telling me that some cities very close to Kiev to the north, a city called Chernihiv, actually it's north or southeast anyway, and another village, a buddy of mine lives near the Azov Sea, or sorry, not the Azov Sea, pardon me, anyways, it's my mind somewhere else, the Kiev Sea, which is like, he's in a village 30 minutes northeast of Kiev. He was saying that he's seen planes coming in and helicopters, like those movies, like where they have the helicopters 60 degrees with a machine gun, they go bang, 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 bang. He's like, yeah, I've now seen that happen. And of course, this is, like I said this morning, it's the probably the Chechens and the Belarusians and the Russians coming in basically with the forces to try to break Kiev. We were talking about in Kharkiv, they've started shelling Kharkiv. And like I said, Chernihiv, apparently there's been shelling as well, continuous bombing there. But we're holding. And anyways, like I said, if we lose the electricity or the internet, doesn't mean anything's okay, anything's bad. It just means that I can't contact anyone for a while. Like I said, though, we've held well. Slava Ukraine. We're holding. We're fucking holding. Just to remind people, because people have been asking me again today, why aren't you leaving? The train station's packed. The other thing about the train station is the train station's only picking, the priority is women and children. So as a man, of course, I'm probably not going to get on that train. And to be honest, as a man, I don't really want to get on that train, right? I think I do not have a problem with children or women going on a train before me. You know what I mean? Like, really. And someone else told me, well, you're Canadian, you can show them your passport. Well, I don't really want to use my fucking Canadian passport to get on a train full of children and women and take a spot of a baby. I'm sorry, I understand you guys are scared for me and my daughter. Now, of course, I would love to put Tanya on the train, but of course it would be Tanya on the train by herself going to Lviv, where there's like 500,000 people at the station, nowhere to stay. And then she'd have to somehow figure out in Lviv how to get to the border. And, just imagine your daughter. Would you want to put your daughter on a train by herself to go across a country the size of Texas, right? With millions of people, just chaos? Of course not. The other thing is people say, oh, there's still a way you can drive out of Kiev. It's true. There is a cordon. There's one road left coming out of Kiev I could take. Of course, the problem is that is not a guaranteed road. So what that means is the Russians have not guaranteed that you can leave this way, right? So they can bomb it anytime they want to. They can take a train, that's a supply line for Kiev. So sooner or later, they'll most likely close it down, right? Because that's where we're getting our supplies in, not just us, our military. So once again, would you want to be on a road like this? And the other thing, an Italian friend of mine made this point, it's also getting the gasoline for your car to get all the way to Kiev, right? Of course, everyone's driving. So if everyone's driving, everyone's using the gas. We're not getting gas from the Russians, clearly, right? So I don't know. Even if, from what I've heard, there's rationing, and of course, how do you have enough gas for your car to get it to Lviv? So those are the two ways. And those, clearly, I hope you guys understand, those are the two reasons why I'm not leaving Kiev. It's not some kind of stupid pride thing. It's just thinking of the statistics in my head. That could be wrong. But I have a lot of every day I call everyone in Kiev and ask them how they are and discuss these things. And people here, we all come up to a very similar conclusion. Some people have left every day, that's true, but they can go to a village that's 2 hours, 3 hours away. We don't have that opportunity. Right? We don't have a village 2 or 3 hours away. Maria's family is in Russia. Well, Maria's family in the part of Ukraine that has now been taken over by the Russians. So we're not exactly going to go there now, are we? So that's, like I said, that's all I wanted to say. It's 5:40. It's very quiet. That's always the problem, though. The calm before the storm. Think of the worst thunderstorm you've ever had. Right? That silence as you wait for the storm to hit. That's what it's kind of like every day. But anyway, we'll make through it. The Ukrainians are, yeah, we're not gonna let this motherfucker in Moscow do this. You guys are helping, right? I just saw today new laws in Britain to go after those fucking mansions those fucking oligarchs have that support him. The Russian ruble's down 30% today, right? The other next pressure is, if you want to continue to pressure your politicians, it's called secondary sanctions. What secondary sanctions is he can still say, oh, look at the Chinese will buy our products. We don't have to sell them to the Europeans, which is true. But we can also sanction the Chinese companies that buy oil or buy products from Russia, right? And we do this actually with the Uyghurs, with the Muslim Chinese, right? We have laws in place already to sanction Chinese companies that do bad things. Well, one of the bad things a Chinese company could do is take Russian currencies, take Russian money, take Russian gas, right? So let's get those politicians to fucking sanction the Chinese too, right? Now, last thing I want to say, some people think there's going to be this nuclear bomb. A dictator needs, in order for a dictator to stay in power, he needs fear more than he needs power, right? I had an American military buddy of mine explain this is a crazy statistic. There are more internal security officers in Russia than his army. Think about it this way. He has more people to control his own people than he does his military. So it's the same in Belarus. It's the same with every one of these dictators, right? So what happens, the reason why I'm saying this, is that they are controlling the message in Russia. And how do you remove that message? It is a very brittle control, though, if you have a larger internal security than you do an external security. It's very brittle and it's very easily broken. How is it broken? It's broken not over a day, not over a week. It's broken over a year, over 2 years, where your people get poorer and poorer and wonder, and all they have to do is remove that fucking one man, and Putin knows it. One of the other reasons why I think tonight will be a bad night is Putin looks weak, and every day he looks weaker, right? Because he is getting weaker, and he will lose. Maybe not today, maybe not this week. He will fucking lose. And the day we do, everyone in Ukraine will cheer. Anyways, Slava Ukraine.